We're back with another edition of Ghana Web Election Desk. My name is Portia Tonamkonu. Today, the Ningo Pram constituency is in focus, and we will be speaking to the Member of Parliament, Sam George. Later, we'll head to his constituency and find out how his constituents rate him. Don't go anywhere. This is Election Desk. This is Ghana Web's Election Desk. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing well. Tired from the campaign trail, but pretty much okay.
All right. How fired up are you for the election?
I can't wait for it to come. I can't wait for it to come, and let me start my thank you tour. Thanking my people for re-electing me and for electing President John Dramani Mahama. Today we should have known that President Mahama would have been elected as the next president of this republic, and I'm certain that I would have been re-elected by my people for a second term in office.
That's a lot of confidence you have.
My work speaks for itself.
Have you already started promising your constituents?
Promising them?
Yeah, what you are going to do when you're re-elected?
One thing I've learned to do from 2016, when I contested for the first time, was not to make promises that are outside of my remit. As a member of parliament, and it's one thing I keep telling my constituents, I know many parliamentary candidates and even sitting members of parliament go and promise a lot of development. I always tell my people, one thing when I meet the communities, and I'm having community engagements at the moment, one thing I do is I ask them, how do you say MP in Dangbe? We say Mlaolo. And when you translate that, it means lawmaker. Mla is law, Wolo is maker. So I say to them, I'm a lawmaker, I'm not an agent of development. And so I don't go promising development to my people. What I say to them is that I would lobby for development from those whose responsibility it is to bring development, central government.
Okay, let's take you a step back. Currently, what are some of the things that you're doing for your constituency right now?
As far back as July 2017, I invited the Minister for Roads after several letters, less than 3 months into office. I kept putting pressure, and he came to the constituency with the entire ministry, his deputy ministers, Ghana Highways, Urban Roads. They came in, and I looked at the Apollonia to New Jerusalem Road, which is in my constituency, and said to him that it was a road that needed to be fixed. That road is about 70% done. A contractor was put on it, Messrs. Mawum's Construction, thanks to my intervention. In 2016, when I was candidate of the NDC, a major road, which is from Dawa all the way through Minya, through Lekpouno, and ending and terminating at Mango Chonya, which is about a 12 to 14 kilometer span of road. Well, I put it before the then Minister for Roads, Honorable Ines Afuseni. He awarded it on contract to Mrs. I.B. Megida, who have been on the road. Some funding was released before the NDC left government, and that funding was used to start the road. We have followed up at the Ministry of Finance. It's taking us quite a lot of pressure and work, almost 3 years, but we finally gotten some additional payment, and Mrs. I.B. Megida have completed the stretch from Dawa all the way through Kolikpo, Minya, Lekpouno, getting all the way to Mango Chunya. I think what's left now is the shoulder dressing and ancillary works. So this government has really failed. But on my own, what I have been able to do using my education fund and common fund is to invest in my people and do human capital development. So as we speak, 147 constituents are beneficiaries of my scholarship fund, where I'm using both government resources, which come by way of the common fund, and my personal resources. 147 constituents have had their university education paid for in full. In some of the instances, we actually even pay for accommodation for them. In some instances, masters have been paid for. We've paid for people to do their masters at the University of Ghana Business School. So 147 students are currently on the MP's scholarship. We have done livelihood. I have a program called MP's Livelihood Support Program, where I'm trying to give my people employable skills. And so 75 people have been set up in business. They have complete businesses set up and established for them. We are working with the apprenticeship. We've actually rolled out the national apprenticeship program in the NDC's manifesto in my constituency. I've worked with the Tailoring Association, the Ghana National Garments Association. We have 7 zones in my constituency. We've given 70 sewing machines to them to start.
We've had a lot of instances where some constituents complain of not being able to see or feel their members of parliament in their constituencies, and they also say that they are in the big cities living a lavish life and all of that. Are you one of such MPs?
I think the best person to answer this question will be my constituents. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect MP. I go around my constituency and I get people say to me that, Honorable, we haven't seen you. And I say to them, very true. You've given me a responsibility. You've given me a job that places me in Accra from Tuesday to Friday, at times on Mondays, at times on weekends when we're about to rise. You would have constituents complain also and tell you that we sent our MP to Parliament for 4 years and we haven't heard him speak in Parliament. Okay, I don't think that anybody can say that about me. In fact, some people think I'm in my second term in Parliament because of how vocal I've been in Parliament. Many people, when I tell them I'm my first term, they're like, no, it's not true. They argue it out with me because I have spoken more times in Parliament than some people have spoken in their 3 terms in Parliament.
Your final words to your constituents, if you have any.
Nyemecheme. Nyebije no ne. Jenwe je no ne nya ha me blonya ne manyema hem. Ibasumo ma ibadanye na ne menyam lawo kpehio. Ne sane mapio iboye he moden. Wegbi ne mano ewe ochi eten. O ma fonso eko ho. Ipa nyepe. Nye ka ye che John Dramani Mahama. Company de nyo. Ne nye ke pino hale nye wo he nyo. Ne ke nye cha nye gbelolo nya. Nye cha no ne nye cha emihu ye ni chumi no. Ne nye ke pino nye wo he nyo hami. Wale too short, too direct. Nyenche menyele momo. Nyeke mahajo Mahama zu. Keke nyeke Handsome George za. Nyajibe ne wale one. Epe. Ne eminecho saminya hame nye mami. Ne wale alika wo mambio mo. Wahen kashi. Ne wale nene waso. Maone pia wae. Tuenjo nehi wa mami. Neno yam keshele mo. Epe wakla wano. Maone jonye. Nyechumka.
This is Ningo Pram constituency, which Sam Nate George represents in Parliament. We are here to speak to constituents and electorates about his performance over the last 4 years and if he deserves another term. Has he delivered over the past 4 years? We'll find answers to these and many more shortly in this report. My name is Portia Etonam-Konu.
You must know the personality of the person, who he is. Not necessarily, you see, we are not necessarily giving me the physical cash, but you look at the person, how the person even reacts to you. If you approach him, how does he speak to you? That alone can make you have confidence in him. When you have issues, as a group, like sitting down on this motor, when you have issue, like Okada people, when we approach him, how he handled the issues, how he talked to us, even if he's not around, the speech that he leaves to us that we hear, that alone justifies the fact that the man is doing the work. If I can rate him, I can give him a percentage of 87 to 90%.
Me Okada boy Savannah Junction. Na se yenya asema ana se bibi to ye na ye kɔ ne nkyɛn ha otimi boaye. Na otimi kasamaye na otimi ba na abeto ye fo. O kansem like oye ni ma bebra ma ye as Okada boy madwuma me ye ho asem na meka. Na me bisa me na mfo bi mo nso a omo ye dwuma wo ba bi foforo omo nso ka kyerɛ me se in fact omo hwɛ ne niama ye ɛwɔ ye mpotem ha wa ya de because otimi edima wom se asemba na omo kɔ ne nkyɛn a otimi kɔ ne nkyɛn kwa de obɛboa ewo mu se niama bi wɔ hɔ a ya ye di adwen bu ho a onye ya na se okay we dey wanya de na se but for now ne nyuma wa ye ne senia na me hwɛ okodu no me hu se wa ya de so far no ye say bema ba se obeye bi wa ba se obeye ni nyina but empempen so odi ye du no me some rating at least wapa 85% ho
me George me nimu no eno ase bi hu na TV so ntokom kokun ye ni ade ne hu se MPB o friend Sam George o pram ha because ekwan so hu hia ye ekwan no magya ato sa no omo so je me omo ye no mo yi gata bi de nipa bi se ko kofa ni fie nto ompene ama covet ni gu ho o man ntima fa covet na hye kwan ma ma ya me na hwede kwan na ya mo fa mu ba ye nti o problem MP no ho me man 10% enko yi kura the meet maka no
like I say no ningo pamplam there or yeah there say bibine or can say na muka and say me say about miss at least oba en che biasa bet at least yes some man 4 years biom ka ho a obetimi ade yakọ oh one they say 100% oh yeah there
yeah because me say en sempa free no so we so some George dey tin so I dey sorry we also a good things or a good to them
to better man
yeah me to man nipa dey oti asempa free nipa ho a also oben and also very yeah it's me to 50 yeah let's take 50
hwe yero le kwan service or the machine po be fa keke na machine timi be fa so ma epo ma enu po wanya bi po da aha area ha ye ho nyina public toilet po ni ha public toilet senya bus we obi enu so obi proto se nipa na waba se obi a na obi twen se na oti ni yem e bi obi ko toilet wa po e bi ni wo o ka se wa adwuma bi wa ye so omra na obi kire adwuma wo ye wa ha no enu na ye hwe no no ye hwe no metadi joins ha adwuma so ye wa ha no obi kire ye se ye hu se wa adwuma bi wa metadi sa aha de mi ma hu na adwuma bi a wa ha so ye wa ba bi po de mi de ha de mi hu se wa adwuma wa ha mi manu mag bi manu 0%. Manu 0%. Ya onye ejuma bi amagun se ejuma we onu na oye e meka se o manu mag bi mi hu ni ejuma bia
honorable yiti mensa eshi ni leba take over ne ana kwa se mi na ni bi epepa ojogba na ni bi epepa ojogba ni na just ole aka bi Anthony eji MP ne tano ne ji NDC ne etano ye wo popo anenu se ni bi ya le ojogba o we kan kwani na gba fan mi ko le male to mo foku
wa bojuma ama district no aka say ho a enye say ahanum ko parliament yesuma no parliament say onko jina ya nemu ho no na wa ejuma yeti nika wo parliament o kasa parliament no mostly no ye no yenti parliamentarians for ejuma ase ye fi say construction of road and anyama bebre o ho e was parliament ye but mostly no enye parliament ejuma no district assembly na abano na mostly omo yes adwuma ono so wa ejuma kakra wo district mu a betimi a ukọ lower e wo fishing area na wasi we coastal omo fi when puniba omo betimi de enam no astor on waye nyama kitikiti bebre enti metimi aka say in a model estoini metimi man about 70%. But yes, metimi man about 70%.
Yeah, I've not really seen much being done in this area since I moved here. It's not been I've not been living here for long, but then I mean for the few months I've been here, I have not really seen any major improvements. Yeah, as you can see, this is an estate area. Most of the lands are owned by estate developers and all that. Yeah, and they are the ones who are constructing all the roads and the gutters and all that. Yeah, so me personally, I've not really seen any major improvements. It's quite a difficult thing to do because, you know, being an MP it's not easy. You know, you can't just say, I mean, he's not done anything. So I'll say I'll give him 60%.
Yes, I board the boy. We know opponent. Nipa on the bonus. They be a mobile one team. They be a match na kwenye. Yeah, nipa on the bonus na all position. Tibi the nyameni unukumi. Expect say mama padia. Ubiti mina aye pera na aye kama. But so far the only name ne we ni on the president ni unti mi ko yepe. Adi na okana se ne ba mini jado ha inti infama no. They are say. Me dey member 65%. Because ono no ba no say why say am for the more than say but me and so but I hope say oba na say the papa so ba just say 442 bit by ejuma
nyama me tun say san George one a mass scholarship school omo omusa antimi wono otimi opm uko epanesia namfo no ayabo se anu no mu de ko bom betna otumiko ekoko shade kakaka ede da mom trans here memano 99 enough
me sure to me the onya ade to me the onya ade because omo can say why say no the party members and all happy by the wo abetu omo ya no say hwe obi aso na obi ahun to no ba wo party members na wo bo omo am ya join wo party ya vote man yen so we yen so we enti me hwe ni performance en so many because individual na obo o man mega say we the man 40 man 40
ni bode so yeni enu na mefita asa kacha we nye party ni siso nti wono time bia oba obeka cha say wo kan bibi wo palette omu ntie no e fa say nye ni government ni to no omu man hwe na so yeso ya ti ase sa nti wodo de ewie o anajo time bia obefra be gine so ye no na ekọ ye ni mu party bia to send this in St. George ye no mu na ekọ
like party be power mo se na party be power ta ne ko wa bile no ko e pe ko ne kan hawo ona lo na wa itam nga mami ne na wa de kan nga mami kan nga miawo ne ba slawo se wa no ko me wa na St. George na wan emi le na le na wan ye ne ina le gble nu e sa ne bo moden ko ni wan le na kutio ko ne lashka ko ne ka ba power ko ni wa ka tuni ka ko kan ni o chi wa ba na kan St. George nga wa de kan ne nga wa itam
o fa ne wo tani wo kele ni ya wo MPD wo ka wona le kike wan ataka kanyu mo yi wole ti ba fe lo kwa wo ni mo yi wo ka unu sa wole ti ba fe lo kwa wo unu sa wo si mo ba hi olu wo de wo ya gbo enu ba hi olu edu anu ko se ke ba lo ke wo ya ko ke wo che ko lo kwa wo wan wo ataka wole ka wo MP ni si wo yin ska wo ka chuni o won pale fa wo ka fun yin ko ba ta no kwa wo ka chuni no pelu wo fa bi won na wo le wo ka nyese ataka mi fu mi ti mo ka pa bele wona fe ni ko na ka wona no ko fi o ka wo ya ko wo wa wo emi ne nkele ya fu mema nkele ya jese kokoko
bo mo de ka gbari ntashi de St. George ba ma no ka hunu shami de ntia St. George ha ni hunu mene fever ni ba mo me fever ba ya no e bo he mo de wa de ntia be na fio na kan fio e be he wale she e bo he mo de no e bo mo de ha wo wale aka e bo mo de ha wo wa de ntia wale aka ko 90 e ko 90 ya ka e ba parliament pe e ko ba ko 100 she ba ko no bia na 90 no ka nyu mo de cha hie se na vote wale aka St. George ba ye ni ka ye ba ko 100 e ino ni hia wo gugbula ma na mi St. George ba fia wo won wale wo he mo ka wo ye li aka St. George ba fia wo e da ka be wale po fia ha wo ni agu ne ka na wale e ba fia no ni fe na kan wo he yi aka ba fia wo.
We visited over 5 communities here at the Ningo Pram constituency, and we have received mixed reactions about the performance of the Member of Parliament, Sam Nate George. They say December 7 will be the major judgment day. This is another edition of Ghana Web's Election Desk. My name is Portia Etonam Konu. Join us for our next edition. Until then, stay safe.